Hi everybody, it's Dawn from Crafting on the Green. I hope you're well. Today I would like to show you how to make this pretty Christmas card. It's made using the Curvy Christmas stamp set, and there's a little bit of fussy cutting involved and some braying with the sponge brayer. So let me get started. So first of all, I've got two pieces of Whisper White, which I would normally use as a front layer, but I'm going to get them cut into that design. So I'm going to use the stamp that has all the Christmas trees along it, and I'm going to stamp it using Seaside Spray. So first one I want to do is quite high up because I want it to sit quite high up. That's a bit of a wonky one. Turn that over and try again. Good thing about a piece of card is it has two sides. So I'll try and do it straight this time. There we go. And then for this one, I'm going to stamp it slightly lower down. And I also want it to be slightly off centre, so it's got some different trees on there. Maybe we could do it this way. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to use the dark Just Jade to colour in the trees. So it doesn't need to be particularly defined. So just run this along like this. I absolutely love the Just Jade colour. It's I think it's my favourite green at the moment. It's in our in colours for the next year and a half. So once you've done this, what we want to do is, using our scissors, do some fussy cutting to cut them out so we can give it a 3D look. So because it's only fussy cutting, it does not have to be exact. You don't need to worry about getting it all spot on, and you can leave a bit of white space around what you're cutting. So you just want to follow roughly around the trees. If you haven't used Stampin' Up's scissors, they're called snips, before, I highly recommend them because they are fantastic for doing things like this. So it's definitely worth investing. I know I might be slightly biased, but honestly I think they're the best scissors I've had. Okay, there's one. I'm just going to do the same on this one here. So with fussy cutting, because it's not particularly exact, it can be quite quick. It's more just about going around the shapes rather than cutting them out as such. This stamp set that I'm using, the Curvy Christmas, it's from the Quite Curvy Variety Bundle, which is available to pre-order on the 3rd of November, and it will be in the new catalogue, the new mini catalogue that is coming out in January. So it does come along with another stamp set and some dies. And some DSP if you get the full bundle, which again I would recommend. It's the dies will come in useful, and the stamps. It's lovely. Right, so we've cut these two out. As I say, it's just rough fussy cutting. So what I want to do now is take a third piece of the Whisper White. I'm going to grab a sponge brayer and Misty Moonlight. I love this colour too. So if you've not used a sponge brayer before, all you do is in one direction just roll your brayer over the ink and that will pick some up. It doesn't look like there's much on there, but it does come off. And then just very lightly, starting at the top, you just want to move it down the page. And you don't want to press particularly hard. Let the brayer do all of the work. And then pick some more ink up. And again, starting at the top. And you basically keep building this up as much as you would like and as dark as you would like it to be. You can press a little harder and it will get more ink on the page and it will start giving you a lovely gradient effect. And we don't need to worry about covering all of it because our trees and the Whisper White is going to cover the rest. So it's definitely best to do this on a surface that you don't mind getting ink all over. Right, so that's going to be my background. So let's move this out of the way. So what we want to do now is we're going to layer these two up just on top. If you decide that's too high up and you want it to be lower down, then you can just give it a chop, which I think I might do. Just take a very small piece off the bottom. Just like that. And now that fits a little bit lower. There's not quite such a big gap in between. So I'm going to use dimensionals and get this one stuck on. Make sure it's got a good covering so that it will stick well and it won't dip in too many places. Okay, so excuse me. So lining it up is slightly tricky, but once you're sure of where it is, give it a good push. And then I'm going to do the same with this one as well. And again, just lay it over the top. Just like that. So now it's got a lovely bit of dimension to it, which I like that effect. And next we want to take a scrap piece of paper. You can use it from the scraps that you've already got. I'm going to use Misty Moonlight again. And the Merry Christmas stamp. Get some ink on there, and I'm going to pop it right in the corner, like that. And then I'm going to take the mini trimmer again. And then I shall just chop it to size. So I'm just eyeballing this, so I'm not measuring. I know roughly how much of a gap I want to be around the stamping. So yeah, it's just a case of having a look, trying to make sure it's straight. So you can use the grid lines to see. And then we have our little tag. So all I'm going to do for this is on dimensionals again. I am going to pop it on there. So I use the mini dimensionals for this one. Make sure it's the right way up. And then pop that where you want it to be. So I have a pre-cut layer of Misty Moonlight. It looks like it's got damp. I think it's been touching the baby wipe, but that's okay. Yeah, that would dry. Right, so I'm just going to stick this on top. With my Tombow. Try and get it a bit straighter. The good thing about Tombow is if it's not straight when you put it down, you have a little bit of wiggle room before it sticks completely. Right, and then I want to stick it to my card base. So I'm going to do the same with the Tombow. Stick that on there. And then finally I want to add some bling. So I have a Wink of Stella brush. If you've not used one of these, this gives a gorgeous subtle hint of sparkles without being too OTT. And I've got some bling which we need to add. So I use my craft knife as it helps me position them better and pick them up a bit better. Usually, she says. Okay, just like that. And then for the Wink of Stella, I've just gone over the seaside spray and the trees. And I'm not doing it particularly neat. I'm just going over. And although it might be hard to see, I hope you can pick some out. It just gives it a very subtle shimmer, as I say. Right. So for this card, I chose not to colour in the trunks of the trees. However, you can see the difference if you prefer to. I haven't yet decided which one I prefer, to be honest, but I wanted to give them both a go. So, so yes, if you decide you want to colour those in, that was with the dark soft suede, and I just drew those on there. And obviously, if you decide not to, then you don't need to worry. But that is the card for today. Just take the bone folder, run it on there, and there we go. We have a pretty Christmas card. So I hope you enjoyed that, and if you do, please do subscribe. I'll be trying to bring you some more Christmas cards over the next few weeks before we move into next spring. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely day and see you soon. Bye bye.